Hey guys, Jexi here. Welcome back to another video. I'm having a hard day, and I thought instead of just being alone with it, that I'd share with you guys how I was feeling. So first off, I have to apologize for the mess behind me. My kids are going to camp next week, and all their stuff is all organized in my room. So sorry about that. So normally I don't do videos like this. I'm a really bad talker when I cry, but I thought look, not every day in recovery is perfect, and some days I'm emotional, and I thought it would be okay to be real with you guys and let you see what I look like and how I manage when I'm having a hard day. So I'm gonna have to deal with the fact that I'm gonna be blowing my nose a lot. You guys know that my nose runs already, so I figured while I'm crying it's ridiculous. Sorry. So why am I upset? Well, first off, today's my birthday. I'm 36, and I woke up this morning and I was I was woken up this morning at 6:30 in the morning by my dad, and he said, "Where's your car?" And I said, "Out front." He's like, "It's not there. Did you park somewhere different?" And I was like, "No." And I said to him, "I bet you it was repoed." Which, to many people, why would you jump from one to the other? Well, I do that because given the marital situation I was in before and financial situations I've been in years before, uh, that's usually where your car goes if it's missing out of, a super safe suburban development, right? So, anyway, I check my accounts and I realized that they stopped randomly taking auto pay. We had it all set up, and we had a problem where they stopped taking it before, so we reset it up. And so anyway, no big deal. I was fine. I was like, whatever, it's repo, we'll get it. It's a mistake. It'll be fine. Well, I called the people, and you'll understand why I'm upset in a minute. I am not upset that the car was repoed. I mean, yeah, that's upsetting, but that's not what I'm crying over. So anyway, I talked to one person, and they transferred me to another, and they're all eventually what they're telling me is I have to pay the stuff that they didn't take out, which is fine. I it's not a problem to pay what's owed, right? But they wanted to charge me almost 2 months worth of payments for the repo fee. And I'm like, first of all, it doesn't cost nearly that to repo a car, right? I know because I've had it happen before. That's astronomical. Somebody's making a real big, big profit off of repoing cars. It really makes me consider what I want to do with my life. Sorry again. I figure it's better to blow my nose and let you see it than cut that stuff out or pretend my nose isn't running. So anyway, so then eventually this woman is pretty much they're saying that the phone call I said I had with them, that me and my dad had with them on back in April, they kept telling me it never happened. And I went through a lot of time in my marriage that I left where I was gaslighted. And for those of you who don't know what that term means, I know it gets thrown around a lot, but gaslighting is when you try to make somebody think that they're crazy. They'll tell you something that happened didn't happen. My ex-husband used to constantly do that to me. I would go play softball, and I would tell him that I had a doubleheader. And I would tell him a week before, a couple days before, and then I'd be walking out the door and I'd be like, just a reminder, I have 2 softball games tonight, and I'll call.
Hey guys, so it's late on Friday night and I'm trying to get the rest of my video edited so I can get it posted before the end of the day. And I realized a huge part of the video was corrupted, so I figured I'd add myself in here so you had an idea of what I was talking about, so the 2 sections transition right. I was explaining to you about how my ex-husband used to gaslight me all the time, and I was explaining what that is, and I used the example of uh, when I had doubleheader softball games, and I used to, tell him, like, I have two softball games, I had two softball games, and then I would call him after the first game, and I'd be like, hey, I just finished my first softball game, and, I'll call you when I'm done with the second. And he would be like, I didn't know you had two softball games. You never said anything. Where are you going? Who are you with? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm here at the, you can come here. Like, I'm here. And he would make it seem like I was lying and I was making things up. And so when I was on the phone with this one manager, like, it still gets me a little upset, even though it's almost 12 hours later. Um, and then the guy I was speaking to on the phone was so condescending and was constantly telling me, like, no, we never had that phone call. No, this never happened. And I'm like, I know it did. And like, my dad was with us when that happened. So like with me while we were on the phone with them, like, months ago. And it was just so upsetting to me, like, not just that they took my car on my birthday, but that they were trying to make me think that, like, conversations we had with them, like, just never happened. And that feeling of being gaslighted is really, really triggering to me. Like, there's a lot of trauma stuff that I still have to deal with um, regarding my ex-husband, and things I never really thought I would have to deal with, but they come up sometimes. I mean, it's been a couple years and it still comes up. But the first section of the video, I stopped it in the middle because my while I was recording that, my dad came up, and I'm so grateful for this. And I don't know where the second part starts, but just in case. And they'd already left the house, so I had text message people saying I couldn't go to the meeting I was supposed to go to, and I was upset because I was supposed to open the door for the recovery meeting. I was supposed to give somebody a ride. I had missed that meeting on Tuesday, and I felt like awful, especially when something like upsetting happens. Like, I like being around other people in recovery. It really helps me get through, and I was so upset. And my dad came up and he said that him and my mom had gotten down the street, and my mom said to him, you think I should let her take my car today? And my dad was like, that would probably be nice. So he walked into my room and he handed me my mom's car key. Like, they had come back, like they'd turned around and drove back. I was like, he hands me my mom's car key and says, your mom says happy birthday. And I, like, lost it. Like, I went from being upset at being talked to that way to be, like, beyond grateful. So I think that's about where the next section of the video kicks in. I apologize for the crappy editing because, it's hard to tell while it's filming if there's a problem. And the video is fine, but the sound is off. And yeah, so here's the rest of the video.
So they were actually like a few miles away, and my mom asked my dad, like, you think maybe she could use my car? And my dad was like, that would probably be really nice. Because I always let them use my car if they need to. Like, my dad would have no problem, but they needed my dad's car to take my mom. And it was really nice. Like, I burst down into tears. I was, like, not even crying as hard as then I started crying even harder, and I ran outside. I gave her a hug, and I said, thank you, Mommy. Like, so, like, I have this, like, mix of being, like, really frustrated and upset for somebody being so, like, it's not even disrespectful, they're just condescending. Like, I hate when people talk down to me, and that's why I try real hard never to talk down to anybody. And then, like, on the flip side, like, being super, super happy that my mom's letting me use her car because I'm supposed to go to a meeting that I actually, like, a recovery meeting that I actually open the doors for and set up for, and I also give somebody a ride there. And I told the person I was going to give a ride that I didn't have a car. She was upset. And, like, I don't think she was upset at me, but she was upset that she couldn't be able to get there. And, like, if I'm being honest, that hurt my feelings a little bit. Like, I don't tell people, like, hey, it's my birthday. Like, I never do that. Like, I'm doing it here, but I never really do that. Like, I talk to people all day long. I'm not one of those people that's like, you know what today is? So it's just kind of like, instead of saying something like, I'm really sorry that happened to you, you must be upset, anything, it was just like, well, I need to get to that meeting. Howard, and I said I don't want to talk down about somebody, but it just hurt my feelings. But, so yeah, so essentially this video is just a hot mess of me crying. And I probably won't post it till much later, but I just thought it would be nice to be real with you guys, like, so that you can see that, like, look, I have to work through emotions too. My video on Tuesday about being lonely, like, I kind of shared how I was feeling, but you didn't see me in the middle of feeling it. So I thought, since I didn't get to record this yesterday, because I usually record at least a day or two before, and I'm recording it the morning I'm going to upload it, I thought that instead of just not recording it till later when I was in a better place, that maybe it would be worth, like, coming in front of the camera, like, being a hot mess, and just telling you where I'm at, because I think we need to see sometimes that, like, even in recovery, like, we can feel some sort of way about things. Like, just because I know how to work through my feelings doesn't mean I don't feel things. So, overall, everything is fine. Again, I'm not upset about the repo. Crap happens, like, just, it was the way people were talking to me, and then, then the happiness of getting my mom's car, which is super nice of her. So, I guess I'll end it here. I'm sorry for the hot mess. I don't know whether this was worth uploading or not, whether this is something that you guys are going to be like, what the heck is this? Or maybe it's relatable. You guys will have to tell me, because I don't really know. But I just needed to talk out my feelings, and nobody's here, so I figured the camera was the best way. But, yeah, I hope you guys all have a really, really great weekend. I just want to thank everybody who's been supporting me. I'm going to say welcome to anybody who's a new subscriber, and I love you to all my returning subscribers. I couldn't do this stuff without you guys. Again, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, too. I'm not as active on there as I am here. I mean, maybe I am. But it's the same name, according to Jexi. I do have a Patreon. I do have, there's stuff. If you want to look in the description box, feel free. It's all there. There's also, like, resources if you need help with recovery stuff that's there. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this hot mess of a video. And I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye, guys.
Yep. Hey guys, so I just wanted to give an update since I don't have my video posted yet. As you guys can tell, I'm driving, which means I was able to get the car back today.